Hey there everybody, it's John. I have a new and exciting treat for you. The long overdue review of carpet cleaners. They're both mine. I recently acquired yesterday a Bissell Pro Heat. Now, I also have a Hoover Steam Vac spin scrub that I did in a recent video. I cleaned a patch of carpet with it. So today we're going to go over some basic maintenance tips for these machines here. We're not going to get into which one I think is better, who does a better job, and all that stuff. That's for another video for another time. We're not going to rant or anything like that. We're just going to do basic maintenance tips. Everybody has their own opinions, and I have mine, but I won't be sharing them. Okay, we're going to start off with the Hoover Steam Vac. I don't have anything negative to say about it. We'll leave it at that. Now, when it comes to maintaining a Hoover, there isn't really a lot that you need to do. But my personal recommendations over time, I have seen these machines come in and out of shops with different complaints. A lot of them are these O-rings here, and the one on the bottom of the tank here, they have a tendency to seize up. The rings go bad. It's typical for a 15-year-old machine. What happens a lot of times is people will use dirty water. I don't know how that works, but they do. This machine requires that you put the solution into this cup. There's two lines, one here and one here. I don't know if you can really see them that well. There you go. And then you mix it into the tank. That's okay. Also, for the Hoover, in order to empty the tank on this, you put this backward and you just lift that out and it comes right up. I highly recommend every single time that you use these machines that you wash this tank out. Just give it a good clean. You don't have to scrub it. Another thing is keep the hair and dirt out of that screen or you'll get premature suction plug. What that means is there's a little plunger that comes up and it stops the suction. It's a safety measure to keep the motor from sucking in water. Also, you'll notice duct tape here. Something that you want to do when you have one of these machines is try not to put it all the way down like this. Say when you're cleaning your carpet and you say, okay, well the tank is full, now I've got to lay the machine down. Don't do that. Prop it against a wall or, some piece of furniture. Because I don't know if you've noticed here that this is stretched pretty tight, and what happened was it broke off. The hose broke off. Now, a lot of machines, you can just take this hose, nip the end of it off, and shove it back in. Not with this one here. You have got to pay $80 for this 8-foot hose. That's expensive, so I just wrapped it in duct tape and it seemed to work just fine. Optional tools. It comes with this neat little suction-powered scrubber. Kind of like the wind tunnel. The Hoover wind tunnel. It has that power hand tool, upholstery tool, whatever you want to call it. Those are okay. They suck pretty good. Oops. It has pretty good suction. Scrubbing wise, it is what it is. Two little brushes spinning like this at a very slow speed. You're better off to get a hand brush like this one over here and scrub your couch and then do that like that. This really isn't that good. The bristles are just too soft. My toothbrush is a little bit harder than that. It has a neat little another upholstery tool, and it has an 8-foot hose that's It gets pretty brittle over time, so just watch that. Otherwise you'll end up paying $80 for a new hose. Now, also, rinse this tank out whenever you're finished cleaning your carpets. Rinse, rinse, rinse. I cannot express it enough. Rinse. Or you'll have buildup in your hoses, and it's just another nightmare that you don't want to have to deal with. Also are these brushes on the bottom. You actually have to take this thing off and clean it. I don't like to do it because it's a pain in the neck to get it back in. It has tabs here and on the back. You squeeze them and it comes out. Oh, let's show you. It has a little thingy in it. I noticed a lot of people have a problem with this right here. This tells you that they're actually spinning. What they do is it breaks off. I don't know whether they pull on it or tug on it or whatever, but that ends up getting broken. Also, you might want to periodically inspect the jets where the water comes out. That one's got a little bit of buildup on it. Inspect the jets, make sure they're nice and clean. Just take it out and wash it in the sink. Seems like a lot of work just to clean your carpet, doesn't it? But, you know what? It does alright. Now on to the Bissell. The Bissell Pro Heat. Now, this machine here, you have to take a little bit more care of it. And I'll tell you why. This little light, it actually heats up the water, because inside of here is a little block, and it's just like an electric element in your stove. It boils the water. It doesn't boil it, but it heats it up very hot. And what happens is, over time, people leave the soap in these machines. Take this out, rinse it off, rinse it out really good. This is for when filling bottle, storing unit, set smart mix dial to water only. Okay, so you have your adjuster over here for how much soap. What you should do when you put it to storage is turn it to water only and let it run for a moment until only water comes out. Because what that does is, in this heating block inside, the water will just be water. Nothing will happen to it. But if there's soap in there, oh man, it gets really crusty and it gets hard. And one time you'll take your machine out of the closet and you'll go to use it and you'll say, hey, well, it doesn't work anymore. Well, that's because that block inside gets plugged up severely to a point where it doesn't work anymore. That's what happened to this one. The block was plugged up, and also the motor for the pump, the water pump, was seized because of soap deposits. So, anyways, this also has the 8-foot hose. You don't have to worry about this one cracking and breaking because it's nice and squishy and flexible, and you can just bend it and step on it, run it over with a car as many times as you so please. It also has the handy dandy tool on the front. How neat. That's got a row of brushes that spin. It works off of the same principle as that and the Hoover. Let's go ahead and tilt it back. Now this, you can lay it all the way down. You don't have to worry about this hose breaking off because it's really flexible. Once again, take these tanks out and clean them. This has the bladder, the hot water goes in here, and the dirty water goes in here. Also, another thing is this little screen right here. You want to take it off and wipe the hair off of it. It just keeps the stuff out of the motor. Same thing as Hoover has, but just a little bit smaller and not as much hassle. Also, rinse it. See, these here, you don't really have much of a problem with these. Also, once in a while, you might want to take this off, because there's a screen inside of it too. Let's go ahead and show you. I know a lot of folks don't really pay these any attention. There's a little screen inside of there. See, it's already got some hair and residue on it. What that is exactly, that is buildup. See? That's what gets into those tubes and clogs up the heater core and the pump. Rinse these things out. Every time you use this machine, you must rinse. So, that is my how-to maintenance. Oh, also, with the Bissell, you don't have to do anything to the brush roll, except if you have a lot of traffic, and I mean dogs, kids, whatever it is. This here you have to reach up inside of and get the gunk out, because there's quite a bit in there. Sometimes. Not every time, but once in a while there's some stuff inside of it. So there you go. That's how you maintenance the Hoover and Bissell ProHeat. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.